So guys, in this session, I just wanted to discuss with you what to do in last 15 days, in last 2 weeks, right? A lot of people must be confused right now. Bhai, kya karna chahiye, kya nahi karna chahiye. There's still a lot of syllabus left, and that is very natural. It's not just you who's left with a lot of syllabus. A lot of people are. But the thing is that at this time, you need to keep your calm and composure and be confident about your preparation, where you are, and just revise, what you've done so far, rather than focusing on क्या नहीं हुआ है, क्या छूट गया है. Focus on what is already done and make it even better. Right? So we're going to discuss this step by step what to do. So 2 weeks preparation strategy for CAT 2020. Let's just quickly revise this new pattern. Old pattern was 3 hours. New pattern says you're going to get only 2 hours thanks to COVID or whatever the decision-making factor was. Old pattern was 2 slots. You're going to have 3 slots now. 100 questions. Now we don't know how many questions are going to be there. It's still an open. It's still a gray area, right? That is why you must see a lot of mocks throwing a lot of variable number of questions at you per mock, right? Sometimes they're throwing 74 questions, sometimes 65 questions, things like that, because this will be the only element of surprise in CAT exam, right? Then earlier we had 3 sections. This time also we have 3 sections only. It doesn't change. VARC, then DILR, and then QA. 60 minutes per section was the earlier pattern. Now we'll get 40 minutes per section. Sequences VARC, DILR, QA, and then sequences VARC, DILR, and QA. So not much has changed. It's just the time limit has reduced, and also the number of question is likely to get reduced. We still don't know, right? We can still get 100 questions. We're going to discuss these scenarios. Agar 100 questions aate hain, that means the exam is going to be easier than before, right? Because you would get 3 hours. Hey Pooja joined the session. Pehle you would get like 3 hours to solve 100 questions. Now you will get 2 hours to solve 100 questions. That means the quality of the questions has to decline, right? It has to decrease. Next possibility is that you get around 75 questions, right? Still a gray area. We still don't know that. Right? 75 questions aate hain. I would say this remains more of a close to CAT difficulty level exam, where you will be expecting around 24, 26, 25 questions in each and every section. And then 65 questions, 60 to 65 questions. In this case, the exam is going to get very difficult. But again, I would say the whole gist of the exam remains the same, which is solve 50 to 60% of the paper, all correct, and you're good. No matter easy aayega, moderate aayega, difficult aayega. Thoda easy aayega, of course, for 60 or 65% attempt karoge, then you will get a 99.5 percentile. That's it. But gist is 50 to 60% paper attempt karke aao, and you're good to score a 99 plus percentile, right? So the whole gist doesn't change at all with any difficulty level changing in CAT exam. It has been like this for past 20 years now, right? आधा paper देखना है आपने, 60% of the paper देखना है आपने, and you are a 98, 99 percentile easily. Right? So nothing changes from that angle. It's just about number of questions, just about the temperament of the people that will be changing. A lot of people are feeling underconfident right now. They're like, "Arey, humse to nahi ho payega." Ye to 65, 75 questions. People are saying it's going to be very difficult. Absolutely, it's going to be difficult. But as I said, आपने उतना ही करना है जितना कि जरूरी है एक 98, 99 percentile के लिए. Right, so it's difficult to understand that there's a reason why CAT gives you a percentile score, not a person score. Right, percentile is how you're performing against others, so which is going to be the same. The level of people that you're competing with has not changed in past 20 years also. Right, the number of applications increase. Okay, the normal distribution curve, जो आप सीखोगे economics में later, statistics में later, कि normal distribution curve हमेशा उन्हीं बच्चों का रहता है जो कि those who are able to crack. So it doesn't matter number of applications, doesn't matter level of difficulty. It's about those top percentile people who will be able to crack it no matter what. It's not an IIT JEE paper जहाँ पे आपको 70%, 80%, 90% paper attempt करना, 90 score करना है to get into IIT. It's not CBSE जहाँ पे जब तक 97, 98% नहीं आएंगे SRCC में और St. Stephen's में बड़े-बड़े colleges में admission नहीं मिलेगा. Nothing like that. You're competing with other. Sanjay is still competing with Pooja. Pooja is still competing with Linda, right? You're competing amongst yourselves, right? So don't worry about this level of difficulty. It's just to it's just another, I would say, thing that CAT has introduced for whatever reasons to confuse the people, because 4-5 साल हो गए एक ही pattern से चल रहा था exam, then why not, right? Let's just do something new, right? And every IM has a different way of approaching CAT exam, so don't worry about this. Now what we're not going to discuss is कि अगले 2 weeks में आपको क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, right? As I said, a lot of people are still confused कि भाई इतना सारा syllabus छूट गया, अब तो हार मान जाते हैं, अब तो अगले साल ही करेंगे, because it's always an easy option, right? To procrastinate and to push things to next year or to next month or whatever, right? In this case, of course, people are considering other exams as well. Absolutely, please do. Please consider IAFT, ZAT, and SNAP and NMAT as well. Respect those exams. Very good exams, very good colleges. But जिस चीज के लिए आपने तैयारी शुरू करी थी, please do not quit in between, right? At least go experience what happens. No matter zero number आए तुम्हारे, कुछ ना भी करके आओगे तो 40-50% आ जाता है. That is what the pattern of CAT is, right? So you would have to go and see how the paper is. But what to do in these last 2 weeks, if you still have that strength and that confidence, little bit of hope left, I would say focus in this class for next 15-20 minutes, and I'll help you score a 90-95 percentile still. ठीक है? Considering आपने बस basic QA के chapters पढ़े हैं, which is number systems, arithmetic, basic DILR पढ़ी है, LOD2 कभी आपने touch ही नहीं करा, but basic arrangement समझ में आ जाता है आपको, chart समझ में आ जाते हैं, that's it. And English आपकी is good enough, decent, not very good. Okay, even if you are at that level, follow the strategy for next 2 weeks and you're still a 90-95 percentile. This is one workflow we discussed like 2 months back and 6 months back when we were discussing the strategy, right? We talked about skill building, then concept revision, and practice and analysis, and then full length mocks. Now it has changed because we are left with only 2 weeks. No need to focus on skill building, right? कोई नया chapter, कोई नया topic कभी पहले नहीं उठाया, doesn't matter. Forget it now, leave it, right? Go with 40%, 50% of the syllabus done, good enough. ठीक है? पहली चीज, do not pick up any unique or any new topic anymore. This is not the right time. Done. अगर आपको करना है, please wait till 29th November. CAT का एग्जाम देकर आओ, अगले साल उठाना स्किल बिल्डिंग अगर आपने और अच्छी करनी है तो. ठीक है, but for now do not focus on this. जो हो गया हो गया. What you have to focus on is revision. Whatever you've done, 40%, 50% of the syllabus you've done, start revising it. Revising it in a way that you pick up these sectional tests and you pick up these past year CAT papers. We will discuss this one by one later in the slides, but you have to start revising them now, right? Make your strengths even stronger. That's it. Do not focus on your weaknesses anymore. Then practice and analysis. Analysis, as in, I won't say practice much. Okay? We're going to discuss the number of questions also you should practice in next 2 weeks until CAT exam. But analysis much, like sectional tests, as I said, past year CAT papers, and then mocks that we're going to focus on. Last thing is take 3 to 4 full length mocks in next 2 weeks, right? Starting tomorrow or starting today if you're ready. Right? Pehla mock lo, usko अच्छे से attempt karo. No matter what the score is, do not focus on that anymore. And then go back and look at each and every question. What went wrong, right? How was the time management? And how many questions were you able to attempt? How many right questions were you able to attempt? Were there any questions that were easy that you could do? That was your strength, but you could not do due to some time pressure or whatever pressure in the exam, right? So focus on these things. Revision, then analysis of sectional test and CAT. That is going to come in revision as well. And finally, 3 to 4 or 5, if you think that you're good enough right now, you still have time. 5 full length mocks, not more than that, right? Then go back again, revise again, focus कि भैया arithmetic and number systems ही पढ़ के जा रही हूँ मैं, right? And arithmetic में TSD मेरा थोड़ा weak है, let me go back and revise TSD. Algebra भूल जाओ, geometry भूल जाओ, right? PNC भूल जाओ, no matter, doesn't matter, it's fine. Arithmetic number systems करके जा रहे हो, ठीक है, 40%, 50% of the paper is going to be that only, right? So it's okay. Okay, and algebra I'll be taking 2 sessions next 3-4 days. And there's not much there. It's just that what I'm going to teach you is like a bit of knacks on how to crack the standard questions that appear in CAT exam. That's it. Otherwise, algebra is a factor of number systems. The reason it took us so late to get there. Okay, coordinate geometry, the linear equation, something we've done already. And that is what algebra is about. Okay, so coming back to this, revision, analysis, mock test. Go back, revision, analysis, mock test. Go back, revision, analysis, mock test. Do this like 3-4 times and you're done. Let's focus on each and every section one by one. First is QA. easy top priority right now should be that you revise all of arithmetic and you revise all of number systems, right? Ratios and proportions, mixtures, profit and loss, simple and compounders, क्या है कुछ भी नहीं है, simple formula, right? Percentages and partnerships, partly number systems, not fully, as I mentioned here. Basics, divisibility, prime numbers, and what are natural numbers, and how many solutions and things like that jo aate hain, how many numbers are there between 100 and 200 that are divisible by 7, these kind of standard questions. Then remainders, factorization. Others, averages, logs and surds, coordinate geometry, right? So as you see, I'm focusing much on arithmetic, which is like 40% of the paper. And number systems, which comes as a part of algebra. People call it algebra, but I would call it number systems, which is like another 10 to 15%, and good enough. That is a very good, preparation strategy right now. And then if you have time, revise averages. I would say please do. It should be a good priority as well. Logs and surds, we're going to do some standard questions here day after tomorrow, or say on Friday. Algebra karenge. The standard questions, people fear logs. I don't know why. Like 5 formulae that you have to learn, and that's it. Chord geometry, something we've done already. Next is medium level. If you still think that you have time after doing this, right? After covering each and every topic much in detail, doing sectional tests, taking all the sectional tests, and practicing all the past year CAT papers based on these topics, and all the questions based on these topics. And then marks bhi aapke ho gaye, and you are attempting well. Arithmetic aapka acha attempt ho raha hai, number systems acha attempt ho raha hai. Then I would say move to this one. Otherwise, forget it. As you see, there's a big cross here. If you think that you don't have time to get here, doesn't matter. It's fine. It's just going to strengthen your 95 plus percentile area. That's it. PNC, probability, progressions, 2D geometry, number systems, advanced topics, which is base systems, and then functions. Right? These are like medium level topics. Again, as I said, if you still want to lie between 90 to 95, this one is good enough. PNC, probability, progressions, I would say if you're doing number systems, progressions, there's nothing much complicated there, right? Nothing much complex there. Numbers, kapati, progressions of AP, GP, HP. If you think HP confuses you, go bhi bhul jao. Doesn't matter. AP and GP पढ़ लेना एक बार revise कर लेना. It's not going to take more than 2 hours, I think. Practicing some questions from there. Geometry, if you think भाई कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा geometry में, कोई बात नहीं. जो हमने करा at least वो videos देख लेना एक बार. Right, अपन की कुछ I think 8-10 videos हैं geometry की, वो देख लेना, and that's it. You're good. और कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा geometry में, भूल जाओ, और कुछ करना भी नहीं है. Number system, advanced topic, base systems, भूल जाओ, forget it. Don't do it. Functions, I'm going to do later this week. अगर नहीं, you must have seen functions के questions अभी तक, right? जितने भी अपने level पे आपने देखे हैं, अभी नहीं समझ में आया, it's fine. Forget it. Then difficult, I would say pick last. अगर आपका ये easy or medium और अच्छे से हो गया है, then only move here. Otherwise, I would say forget it. This cross has to be a bigger process on the screen. 3D geometry, which is mensuration. Right. Here also, I would say you can revise a basic formula, which is cuboid का होता है length into breadth into height to find the volume, right? Surface area क्या होता है, जो walls का surface area होता है, basic formula कर लेना, right? Don't get into much complex questions. Doesn't matter. Forget it. Trigonometry भूल जाओ. Algebra, the reason it's there in the difficult section is, and the reason we have still not done it is because it's a difficult level, I would say, chapter, right? A lot of people don't even attempt algebra questions, don't even care about algebra at all, right? But काफी चीजें हमने अपनी दूसरे section, दूसरे classes में कर ली हैं. Linear equations is a part of quadratic geometry, हम देखेंगे परसों, right? Quadratic equations के basic formula होते हैं. Inequalities, right? Again, नहीं मन कर रहा है करने का, you think this is going to overwhelm you, कोई बात नहीं, forget it. Others, Venn diagrams, नहीं आता, भूल जाओ. ठीक है? So what you have to focus on QA is arithmetic. Absolutely, you have to give your life and soul to arithmetic in next 2 weeks. और कुछ भी ना करके जाओ, सिर्फ arithmetic करके जाओ, would be good enough. ठीक है? You still will reach 90 percentile in QA, attempting all arithmetic questions, which are going to be around 40% of the paper. Which is going to be 40% of the paper. Or basics, कुछ number systems के आएंगे questions, attempt them. ठीक है? 90 percentile achieved. You want to move past 90-92 percentile, then go to PNC, probability, progressions, थोड़ा सा geometry, and that's it. You have reached 95 percentile. You want to move past that, 95 plus percentile, then only focus here. Otherwise, I don't think 95, 96 is ज़्यादा ज़रूरत भी है आपको. Even if you're focusing on a 99 percentile, one section can manage with a 90, 92 percentile, right? I've seen report cards, scorecards of people who scored 74 percentile in QA and 99.7 in VARC and 99.2 in DILR and still were 99.5 percentile people. राइट. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको सब में 99 प्लस लाना है तभी आपका 99 परसेंटाइल आएगा, या सब में 98 लाना है तभी आपका एवरेज 98 बनेगा. एवरेज नहीं होता है वो, राइट. इफ यू लुक एट माय स्कोर कार्ड 2015 का, माय सेकंड अटेम्प्ट जिसके थ्रू मैं एमडीआई गया था, इट्स नॉट एन एवरेज, राइट. आई स्कोर्ड 97, 98 and 98.5 kind of was my distribution, right? And my percentile was 98.3, which was much above the average that I scored. I think one was 97, the other one was later 97 point something, and then one was 98.5, which was not a clear average, and it is never a clear average, right? Her section में आपका देखा जाता है where do you lie versus others, then section number 2 where do you lie versus others, then third section where do you lie versus others, then overall score where do you lie versus others, right? Then you get that kind of a percentile. Of course, you cannot score a 30 percentile and expect a 95 plus percentile in CAT exam, no. But yeah, 90 plus सब में आपका आ रहा है, एक दो अगर आपके section strong है, 99 plus जा रहा है उसमें, you still are a 98.5, 99 percentile. ठीक है? So QMA again, arithmetic, please do. Number systems, basics, please do. Averages जरूर पढ़ लेना, right? और कुछ नहीं करना है इसमें, कोई बात नहीं. यहाँ पे progressions कर लेना, थोड़ी सी geometry कर लेना जो हमने साथ में करी है, and good enough. 95 percentile is promised if you do all this very well. Okay, coming to VARC topics. Again, newspaper काफी लोगों ने पढ़ना भी बंद कर दिया होगा कि भाई अब तो कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा, अब तो हम हार मान चुके हैं कैट के लिए, या अब तो आना ही नहीं है, इसको डिफिकल्ट होने वाला है, so newspaper पढ़ने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. इतना पता चल गया बस यूएस इलेक्शन में बाइडेन जीत गया, राइट. ट्रम्प इज नॉट कंसीडिंग हिज डिफीट, बस इतना बहुत है हमें. और आई डोंट थिंक I can improve my reading habit anymore. We still don't have time. Absolutely, we don't have time. 2 weeks is not good enough to improve your reading habit, right? But there's still a lot you can do to reach a 90, 92 percentile, as I said. First is limit your scope. ठीक है? Newspapers जो मैं आपको बोली थी सब भूल जाओ, right? अनु शर्मा सर की बुक्स हैं, भूल जाओ. अनु शर्मा सर की बुक्स अब तुम साइड पर रख दो, ठीक है? One thing, do past 5 years VARC questions. 5 साल के पिछले कैट के पेपर्स उठाओ, राइट. शायद 2016 का मिलेगा भी नहीं तुम्हें, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं. ऑनलाइन काफी आई वुड से गेस बेस्ड रीजनरेशन होती है पेपर्स की, तो वहां पे क्वेश्चंस होंगे, जस्ट पिक देम अप, राइट. और VARC क्वेश्चंस कर डालो, राइट. 2 sets into 5 years, that's like 10 sets you're getting. Even if you remove the duplicacy, you will have, right, you will have like what, 30 RC questions, around unique 30 RC questions, and around again another 30 RCs, I would say 30 RC sets, right. And I would say 50 to 60 VA questions you'll get, right, from only past 5 years papers. Then take sectional mocks, जो आपने IMS का series दिया है, कुछ भी people have moved to CL also, I saw, right. Take those sectional tests, बैठे बैठे ले लो सुबह उठ के. आज मैं उठा, I took one sectional test using I think Tanishq login, right. मेरा मन कर गया, मेरा CAT एग्जाम आ रहा है, मैंने सेक्शन टेस्ट दे दिया. सुबह उठते 8:30 7:30 बजे नींद जल्दी उठ गई. You don't have to be like absolutely ready for it. Sectional test you can take any time, but when you are taking full length mocks, something I've discussed before also, full length mocks 3-4 आपने देने हैं, right. When you're taking these full length mocks, अभी आपको टाइम मिल गया होगा, रोल नंबर मिल गया होगा, एडमिट कार्ड आ गया होगा, please try to take those full length mocks during that time period only, right. For example, मेरा है शायद 2 से 4, I don't know, 2 से 4 3 से 5 ऐसा कुछ एक स्लॉट है मेरे को मिला है, तो मैं भी 1-2 मॉक्स दूंगा बिफोर टेकिंग कैट एवरी ईयर. आई आल्सो प्रिपेयर माय सेल्फ मेंटली फॉर इट. मैं भी उसी टाइम विंडो में बैठूंगा, क्योंकि आदत होती है, यू नो, वी आर जस्ट waking up at our own time, doing stuff that we like and not ready for such big things in life. और एकदम से कैट एग्जाम आ गया है, नींद आ रही है एग्जाम में, यू नो, प्यास लग रही है, भूख लग रही है, सो आई हैव टू प्रिपेयर माय बॉडी फॉर इट, राइट. सो टेक दोस मॉक टेस्ट एग्जाम्स, मॉक टेस्ट 3-4 जो भी लेने हैं आपने, during that time window only. This is a humble request and a very, very, I would say, effective way of taking CAT exam, preparing for CAT exam finally in these past 2 weeks, which is focus on that window where when your CAT exam is, right? Then in total, I would say आज से लेकर CAT exam तक, even if you do like 50 to 60 RC sets and 100 to 120 VA questions, you're good enough, right? Which is coming from, these are coming from past 5 years VA RC questions, sectional mocks, and then full length mocks. सिर्फ इन तीनों सोर्सेस से अगर आपने इतने 50 से 60 आरसीज कर लिए, 100 से 120 VA क्वेश्चंस कर लिए, आई वुड से, और अच्छे से कर लिए, एनालाइज करके पता चला कि भाई क्या कमी है, कहीं पे रट्टे भी मारोगे, राइट? यू गोना मग अप सम कांसेप्ट्स आल्सो कि भाई नहीं समझ में आ रहा, ओके जस्ट लेट मी जस्ट see what the knack of cracking this question was. Let me just not get into the depth of it. काफी चीजें ऐसी हो जाती हैं, राइट? इतना भी कर लोगे, आई वुड से, और जो हमने बेसिक्स आपके बनाया, आपका बेस बनाया with a lot of classes that we have taken before, done a lot of questions together, watch those videos as well if you want, and you can still score a 92 percentile in CAT exam, right? I know people who have, see, English has always been one underestimated section, right? But people still have been able to score at least 90, 92, not 99 with this strategy, but have been there scoring 90, 92 to 95 also. राइट? क्या करते हैं लोग, आपने सुना भी होगा अपने दोस्तों से, इंग्लिश क्या पढ़ना है यार, लास्ट के 15 दिन पढ़ेंगे और पास के कैट ईयर पेपर देख लेंगे, एंड या इंग्लिश इज डन. इंग्लिश, आई डोंट थिंक इंग्लिश इज अ चैलेंज. QA इज अ चैलेंज फॉर मी, राइट? सो लॉट ऑफ पीपल फोकस देयर एनर्जी ऑन QA, राइट, व्हिच इज फेयर आल्सो, राइट? बिकॉज़ VARC जो कि जिस प्रकार की VARC कैट में आती है इज नॉट वेरी चैलेंजिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ वोकैबुलरी, इज चैलेंजिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ इन्फ्रेंस, इम्प्लीकेशन, राइट? तो जिसकी रीडिंग हैबिट डिसेंट है, जो कि न्यूज़पेपर रोज जिसने पढ़ा है, बुक्स भी जो पढ़ता है, कैन क्रैक एंड कैन स्कोर 90 to 95 परसेंटाइल के बीच में आराम से इन कैट, राइट? 95 के ऊपर जाने के लिए यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दोस मैथ्स, ठीक है? सो दैट इज व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग टू फोकस ऑन नाउ. बी स्मार्ट, व्हिच इज पास के उठाओ, सेक्शनल मॉक्स उठाओ, सेक्शनल मॉक्स 8 से 10 दे दो. क्या है, बैठे बैठे एज अ सेट सुबह उठ के या रात को सोने से पहले आधे घंटे का एक मॉक दे दो, 40 मिनट का, 45 मिनट का, एंड डिसेंट, गुड इनफ. एंड देन फुल लेंथ मॉक्स आप दे रहे हो, तो जब आप दोगे वो फुल लेंथ मॉक्स के बाद आप बैठोगे एनालाइज करने के लिए, राइट? 4 भी अगर आपने फुल लेंथ मॉक्स दिए, राइट, और से कंजर्वेटिव 20 क्वेश्चन आए सब में, सो 4 into 20 80 क्वेश्चन, तो यही हो गए आपके, राइट? और मैं आपको यही कह रहा हूँ 15 to 4 200 plus 100 300 क्वेश्चन आपने टोटल करने हैं आज चलेगा कैट एग्जाम तक. बट अगेन, these questions cannot be अरुण शर्मा की LOD1, right? These questions cannot be SSC level or IB SAT level or SNAP level के RCs. ऐसा नहीं past year SNAP papers उठाया आपने और CAT देने चले गए, right? You have to focus, as I said, limit your scope sources now, and it has to be a very strategic decision कि भैया कौन से sources उठा रहा हूँ. It has to be very, very relevant to CAT. The most relevant to CAT will be actual CAT questions that appeared in past 5 years, right? And then sectional mocks, जो IMS declare कर रहा है, CL declare कर रहा है, we are building close to CAT, and then full length mocks that they're declaring will be close to CAT. Okay, so this is what you have to do. Moving to LR, easy. That is pick first. ये basics जो हमने करे थे, arrangements, games and tournaments, guys, very important. अगर आपको अभी तक नहीं समझ में आया, this is something I'll request you, please watch the video and still try to learn games and tournaments, right? CAT has a precedence of asking games and tournaments questions every year, right? So you cannot skip this. Selections, missing tables, painted cubes. ये 4-5 टॉपिक्स हैं, अच्छे टॉपिक्स हैं, कर लो. काफी लोगों को वेन डायग्राम्स नहीं समझ में आते, कोई बात नहीं, भूल जाओ इस टाइम पे. PNC के कुछ केसेस होते हैं, भूल जाओ. शेड्यूलिंग के कुछ केसेस होते हैं, भूल जाओ कि भाई कौन किस टाइम पे आया, किस टाइम पे डॉक्टर की अपॉइंटमेंट थी, राइट? फिर हाफ एन आवर की ब्रेक थी, कुछ लोग कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. That's fine. You can't do it right now, don't do it. Focus on these basic arrangements questions. Games and tournaments, very important. Selections, missing tables, painted cubes. अब ये देखो, with number of questions reducing this year, अगर आपने एक भी सेट कर लिया LR का और एक DI का सेट कर लिया, good, you are a 95 percentiler, right? Not 95, I would say 90 to 92 percentiler, right? 3 सेट्स में लास्ट ईयर तक लोग 95 तक स्कोर कर लेते थे. I would say इस बारी 2.5 sets में you will be there, right? So games and tournaments अगर आपने strong कर लिया और पता ही है कि आने ही आना है question LR का उसमें, most likely, right? Then why not do it? Spend your time and effort here. Then basics हैं अपन की arrangement, selection. By chance कोई easy question आ गया, we are not expecting it though, but by chance कोई easy question आ गया, in pay, then you're not leaving it just because you don't know it. You should know it, right? These are some basics that you have to prepare while you're preparing for CAT. Okay. LR sources, again, limit your scope. Sources now, mat jao Arun Sharma sir ki books ke paas anymore. Leave them aside, right? अगर तो अगले साल CAT नहीं देना है तो आउट से बेच डालो उसको, right? कहीं पे छुपा के रख दो, और अगर अगले साल CAT देना है तो ठीक है, कबर्ड में रहने दो, ठीक है? But right now, pick up past 5 years LR sets, right? Very, very relevant because जो CAT में आने वाला है वो CAT में आ चुका है already. माइंडसेट पता चल जाता है कि भाई किस तरह की सवाल आएंगे, क्या टेस्ट करना चाह रहे हैं, राइट? वो 5 साल के सेट कर लेना, 5 into 4 20 into 2 40, राइट? यूनिक क्वेश्चन अगर आप हटा भी दो तो अराउंड 30 LR सेट्स, यूनिक सेट्स आपके यहीं पे बन गए, राइट? टेक सेक्शनल मॉक्स, अगेन सुबह उठे एक सेक्शनल टेस्ट दे दिया, 2 दे दिए एक दिन में, राइट? गुड इनफ, जिसमें 4 से 5 सेट आएंगे हर एक सेक्शन टेस्ट में, ठीक है, दे डालो। एनालाइज फुल लेंथ मॉक्स, वो वैसे ही दे रहे हो 3 से 4 नेक्स्ट 2 वीक्स, तो वहां पे जो ज्यादा सेट्स आएंगे उनको भी अच्छे से एनालाइज करके जस्ट सी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग देयर। ये भी अगर आप ढंग से कर जाओ, and all I'm asking you to do around 50 LR sets, 50 to 60 LR sets in next 2 weeks, only from the sources mentioned above. That's it, right? और कुछ मत करो guys, सिर्फ ये कर दो, you still are a 90 plus percentile in LR section, LR subsection. DI topics, revise standard DI types. These are tables, pie charts, line charts, bar graphs. Case based, red highlighted is clear because these are very, very important types of DI now, right? Case based and spider web भी आया है CAT में पिछले 2 सालों में, right? And there's never a case where CAT will ask you a single question based on tables or a single question based on pie charts, right? ऐसा नहीं single pie chart उस पे question आएगा, नहीं, 4 से 5 pie chart दिए जाएंगे, right? Bar graph और pie chart इकट्ठे दिया जाएगा एक question में, line charts, bar graphs, pie charts सब दिए जाएंगे एक question में, and which is fine, right? Considering that difficulty is going to increase a bit this year, it is fine to have this mixture also, will be justified. Again, your strategy should be एक से maximum 2 DI sets आपने निकालने हैं CAT में. That's it. And I would say go back and revise those case-based DI sets. Spider web, we were देख लेना, something we have seen in our past CAT papers. Again, what are the sources? You're going to limit your sources, the scope now, which is do past 5 years DI sets, take section mocks, analyze full length mocks, nothing else. In total, do 50 to 60 DI sets in next 2 weeks, and you're good enough. Okay, this is what I wanted to discuss with you quickly, just to kind of channelize your energy this time pe ki bhai last, and this is very crucial time, guys. I lost hope, trust me. In 2015 मैं इतना थक गया था CAT का एग्जाम मॉक्स दे के लोगों की गालियां खा के अरुण शर्मा सर का लेसन लेके, राइट? मैं थक गया था, I was like mentally sick कि भाई मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा, बहुत हो गया. I actually stopped my preparation like I would say 10 days before CAT. मैंने एक हफ्ता कुछ नहीं उठाया था, and then 2 days before I just kind of picked up the book. I just want to get into the zone. That's it. I understand it's a very, very crucial time, right? Psychologically, emotionally, you are exhausted now. A lot of pressure is there, and I would say just keep your calm, keep your composure, be confident about yourself. जितना भी preparation कर रहा है, trust me, is good enough. अगर आपने मेरी classes भी follow करी है और कुछ भी नहीं करा जो मैंने आपको हमेशा बोला था कि करना जरूर, go beyond my classes, pick up those questions, pick up those sources. और आपने वो कुछ भी नहीं करा, बहुत ही minimal करा है, still you have a chance to score a 90 plus percentile, so please don't lose that. Okay. What I'll do now is keep the session open for any questions if you guys have. Let me know. Manvendra, Linda, Pooja, Sanchit, कुछ जानना चाहते हो, कुछ समझना चाहते हो इस टाइम पे. And I'll stop the recording.